Well, this is an interesting find, everyone. I found the Pew Research Center website, which is pewforum.org, has Jehovah's Witnesses listed. If you're not aware of this website, it's a polling website that takes responses from people, gathers them up, and then puts them into charts. They have a variation of religions, how many people of a certain religion are in a certain area, lots and lots and lots of data, all based on polls. Interestingly, we're going to talk about what Jehovah's Witnesses are listed as. And you're going to see that Jehovah's Witnesses actually took part in polls. Overall, 15% of JWs are between 18 and 29. 34% are between 30 and 49. 29% are between 50 and 64. And 23% are 65 and older. And remember, this is specifically Jehovah's Witnesses who have taken part. They would have had to take part in this actual poll. 35% are men, 65% are women. Again, this is based on those actual polls taken. The racial ethnicity composition, 36% white, 27% black, less than 1% Asian, 32% Latino, and other is 6%. The income, 48% of Jehovah's Witnesses make less than $30,000 a year. 25% make between $30,000 and $50,000. 22% make between $50,000 and $100,000, and only 4% make $100,000 or more. 63% of Jehovah's Witnesses are either high school or less in their education. 63%. 25% have some college. 9% have college. And 3% have postgraduate degrees. I think a lot of us knew that because Jehovah's Witnesses do not believe in college. Therefore, 63% of them either have only a high school degree or less. 53% of Jehovah's Witnesses are married. 5% are living with someone. 12% are divorced or separated. 8% are widowed. And a full 21% of Jehovah's Witnesses have never married. The sample size here is 244, all right? Belief in God is another very interesting one. This is out of 245 people who took the poll. 90% of them believe in God with certainty. 8% are fairly certain they believe in God. I don't know if I believe in God is at 1%. 90% believe that religion is very important in one's life. 8% believe that it's somewhat important. Out of 245 people surveyed, 85% attended religious services at least once a week, going to the Kingdom Hall. 3% said that they seldom attend. So we know that it was a very, very small percentage of people that took this poll who never go to the Kingdom Hall. 85% of the people who took the poll go to the Kingdom Hall every week. 245 people surveyed here. Out of that amount, 78% stated that they look to religion for the guidance on right and wrong. They look to religion. 1% of them stated that they look to philosophy or reason. 14% say that they use common sense. Remember, that's common sense from a high school education. Only 3% of them admit to using science for guidance on right and wrong. The belief in absolute standards for right and wrong, that means we have an absolute moral basis of the difference between right and wrong, and we live by that. What's right versus what's wrong. 57% said that they have a clear standard on the difference between right and wrong, and a full 39% believe that it depends on the situation. That's because they've been taught spiritual warfare. 50% believe in heaven. 38% don't believe in heaven. This is scary too. For people who are supposed to be the only Christians on earth, and for the amount of times that heaven is spoken of in the Bible, a full 38% of them don't even believe in it. 12% have no idea. Think about that. 38% do not believe in heaven at all. 7% believe in hell. And here we come to the best part. Of 245 people who were surveyed, 75% stated that they don't lean towards Republican or Democrat, but a full 18% leaned Democrat. If this sample size represents 245 people, that's 18% who were actually willing to mark down on a poll that they lean with a party that supports abortion and gay marriage. 20% stated they were conservative. 18% stated they were moderate, and 12% stated they were liberal. 50% have no idea what the difference is. If you don't know what the difference is between liberal and conservative, you have to put the watchtower down and at least look up the definition. Jehovah's Witnesses are taking polls in secret, and they're admitting to what their political affiliations are. Many of them attending the kingdom halls once a week. This is quite interesting. In asking whether they would rather have smaller governments or bigger governments, 50% of them stated they'd rather have bigger governments. Here they're talking about government aid to the poor. This is the percentage of Jehovah's Witnesses who say government aid to the poor does more good than harm, 60%, and 31% believe that it does more harm if the government helps the poor. And yet Jehovah's Witnesses do not help the poor because they're not allowed to donate to food pantries. They don't donate to anybody else other than Jehovah's Witnesses. So are they referring to food stamps for themselves? 18% view that abortion should be legal. 75% believe that it should be illegal, and 7% don't know. We are talking about people in Jehovah's Witnesses who believe that abortion should be legal, the largest percentage of which attend meetings every week. I wonder what would happen if the elders found out they were filling these out. Views about homosexuality. 76% say that it should be discouraged, and 16% say that it should be accepted. Same-sex marriage, 14% strongly in favor. 74% believe that humans always existed in their present form. 15% believe in evolution. Where are these people hiding? Because I'd love to meet them. I'd love to meet these Jehovah's Witnesses. I really, really would. This This is telling, though it's a very small sample of people. It's very telling. If we were to double the sample of people and then triple and then times 100 and let these people answer their questions in quiet and private, just like these 245 people did, just what their answers would be. Because if we're looking at these kind of percentages out of 245 people, imagine if we times it by 1,000. They're willing to answer the questions, folks. They're detailing their private feelings right here on pewforum.org. We have Jehovah's Witnesses who believe in abortion, homosexuality, and gay marriage. I have to tell you, I don't think I've ever seen anything so surprising in terms of actual data numbers. I thought that they would all be zeros and 100s. It's going to be one or the other. But I never expected to find that Jehovah's Witnesses were even mentioned in this website, let alone taking part in it. Here you have the religions in the U.S. By denomination, Jehovah's Witnesses only take up 0.8%. I suppose that is a good thing. Evangelical Protestants top it off at 25% of the United States. I think a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are hiding a lot more than we think. I'll leave a link to this in the description below. I hope you found it as interesting as I did.